Okay, that will do. Thank you.
Yeah, then
We'll recite the praise to dependent arising, the prayer. Praise to dependent arising, the prayer. It's not in here. Because today marks the Buddhist festival called descending from heaven. Descending. No, no, descending from the land of gods.
Buddha born on week so mother dead. You know, then mother or recline ends. And that
yeah. So after the giving birth to after a week after giving birth to Buddha, his mother passed away, and she took rebirth in the one of the land of the god called, I think it's 33 now.
No.
No.
How is she like?
No, no.
That's it. I said, then Sujaka said, "Ma, then song about the gin, then Amala cheated some pet." The oil. The condition come out the machine that on daughter Amala cheated a pet. The name Ma pet is that tell her about this.
And then the after the achieving the enlightenment, after some time later, then Buddha, as a way to teach Dharma to his mother, so he went to the land of that God, and so today is a land, then after giving teaching, then today is a day which marks him the descending or coming back to the earth. And so there's also one sutra called, the sutra of meeting, father and the sons. So that also relates to the Buddha's life in terms of in which of his giving discourse to his father. Can't find? Yeah. We should have the copy, the praise to dependent arising. Yeah. Is there any other way? No. There's one there. Do you think it's there? Maybe have a look. You found it? Good.
세라 통이 지수 다 되는 거 소주는 내가 보여라. 생각하는 안도 그때마다 채되래. 그래? 때마다 때 코팅이 걸어든 제가 거의 끝사되는 게 다시 거들어. 자사. 그래 끝사 가 시행하는 상계를 뭐지 끝사는 자이든사 자이세스 자이든사 생겨. 아니 이번 센트스 자비세 자비든사. 이는 정신 센데 세상은 자꾸 에너지 시대만은 출세 정말 얘는 세상 들사 이따지 얘네다 이다 야 걸어 만자려 걸어 땜바던 차 대때미 계신이 대때미 사도 맞아 되네 센터 맞아 그거 저번도와 되네 손에 아버던 네 거가도 말아봐 되네 아까 세심이 심마 통제 네 거가도 말아봐 영어를 왔다.
So as we recite these special these prayers, so we should try to generate, to make a strong prayer that may be never be parted from this from the teachings, the holy teaching and the Buddha, and so just as how right now how we are so blessed with or so fortunate to have the access, to have this contact with the Lord Buddha's teaching, and as well as we have the contact with have the audience with His Holiness Dalai Lama, who we can say truly is the there's so many say the epithet of the Bodhisattva, like their son. Bodhisattva is called like a son of a Buddha. So truly, is a son of the Buddha. So which is also to imply that the like just as a son of a king is like as an heir of the king, like a representative of the king. So therefore, to like His Holiness Dalai Lama truly is the heir of the Lord Buddha, is a representative Buddha. So it's like almost it's same as meeting with the Buddha himself. So it's so wonderful to have this opportunity to have the meeting with the perfect Dharma and the teaching, and so therefore surely we will gain a great benefit accumulate great benefit within this life, but also we should make a strong and a fervent prayer that we will continue these connections and the spiritual journeys in the future. So what is important is to, just as we have contact with the Buddha's teaching now, that is what's the most important thing. And likewise, in future, if we have a contact, if we have a meeting with the Buddha's teaching, so that is what we is the most important things. What is not important or what is not so important is to there are like some people, students worrying that that they won't be able to meet their teacher again in future. So,
yeah. Lots of asking, maybe next life will not see you.
no.
Lots of I said, no worry, that no worry, just prayer, do prayer. You do prayer, I do prayer. Now I talk at this, I say, oh, before good karma result. Now I talk at to prayer, no next life, maybe I sit there, something, maybe teach out all that help, no? They happen to us. That's not what one read with it.
Yeah, there's a few people make this remark that or concerned that whether that would they meet me again in the future. But as I said before, so what is important is to meet the Buddha's Dharma, and also if we keep the strong and generate, make the strong prayer, even there's a good chance that even we would meet again in future.
Carol told him he died. I died in the corner. Shamadela Geshe Doga two Maranga sentences. Geshe the Lord did somebody up she was shoes, vegetable, coca, not take coca, not tell chickens. Mitch vegetation. Geshe Bota, Shala, Manjits, Russia, and Jits, me sick. Coach him on young Itaba, Tuppe, coach him, Shara. Yacho never to shoot their body. King Samba Namba,
so the Caroline, who said to me that she was not really frightened about the death, but what she really worries about her is whether will she meet me again in future. And so anyway, from that, what the statement that she made, what really impressed me is that when she made the remark that I'm not frightened with the death, not fear of dying. So that is a true, statements that which there's somebody who that of a good practitioner will be in a position to make. So that's really very inspiring. So
tell you, take any sort of son to you. The son to you get your money. Shall get you, my partner, 6 of my sister.
So
how much you have? Sending on the man over Marva. Tell son to her. She has almost Malena, and she's on you. That's a
so when you think of the death, so it is just a very past, very short moment, just a matter of not breathing out but not able to breathe in, and but however the what we should be worrying about is the after the death, what happened. Then after death, of course, we that is not the end of our life. So our journey continues, and then where we go. So this is something that we have to be give a thought on.
I not finish. Mind not finish. I mind together going. I with in the mind. And the mind good reborn. With any bad mind, born reborn. There always most of people there, most of the religions say all born around, all born God. No finish. Christianity is no finish. Soul going, soul. Christianity going. You go, then you path good God, path you go with God. You know where God held wrong. You couldn't yash it. This is a man, fighting a man over a mother,
Even some other religions like the Christianity also accept the fact that after death we don't the ends even our body ends, but there's something goes, what they call as the soul goes to the future next life, and then depending on the on your how you live your life, so whether you go to the heaven or to the hell. So they all talks about the future life.
So said the other dot said any Bodhicitta, and now Christianity so. And that's the Bodhicitta dot going dot.
The self, the Buddhist says.
Christianity is self going. Self all down, all soul going on with God. And that's Buddhist said that. That is on our tongue, not only I've done that, yeah.
So maybe we start the prayer.
He who speaks on the basis of seeing, this makes him a knower and teacher unexcelled. I bow to you, O conqueror, you who saw dependent origination and taught it. Whatever degenerations there are in the world, the root of all these is ignorance. You taught that it is dependent origination, the seeing of which undoes. So how can an intelligent person not comprehend that this path of dependent origination is the essential point of your teaching? This being so, who will find, O Saviour, a more wonderful way to praise you than to praise you for having taught this origination through dependence? For whatsoever becomes condition, that is devoid of intrinsic existence. What excellent instruction can there be more amazing than his proclamation? By grasping at it, the child is strengthened bondage to extreme views. For the wise, this very fact is the doorway to cut free from the net of elaborations. Since this teaching is not seen elsewhere, you alone are the teacher. Like calling a fox a lion, for a Tathagata, it will be a world. Wondrous teacher, wondrous refuge, wondrous speaker, wondrous saviour. I pay homage to that teacher who taught well-dependent origination. To help heal sentient beings, O benefactor, you might taught peerless reason to ascertain emptiness, the heart of the teaching. This way of dependent origination, those who perceive it as contradictory or as unestablished, how can they comprehend your system? For you, when one sees emptiness in terms of the meaning of dependent origination, then being devoid of intrinsic existence and possessing valid functions do not contradict. Whereas one sees that since no function in emptiness, nor emptiness in what is functions, one falls into a dreadful abyss you maintain. Therefore, in your teaching, seeing dependent origination is hailed, that too not as an utter non-existence, nor as an intrinsic existence. The non-contingent is like a sky flower, hence there is nothing that is not dependent. If things exist through their essence, the dependence on causes and conditions for their existence is a contradiction. Therefore, since no phenomena exist other than origination through dependence, no phenomena exist other than being devoid of intrinsic existence, you taught. Because intrinsic nature cannot be negated, if phenomena possess some intrinsic nature, nirvana will become impossible and elaborations could not be ceased, you taught. Therefore, who could challenge you? You proclaim the lion's roar in the assembly of learned ones regularly that everything is utterly free of intrinsic nature, that there is no intrinsic existence at all, and that all functions is this arising in dependence on that. What need is there to say that these two converge without conflict? It is through the reason of dependent origination that one does not lean towards an extreme. That you've declared this excellently is the reason, O Saviour, of your being an unexcelled speaker. All of this is devoid of essence, and from this arises that effect. These two certainties complement each other with no contradiction at all. What is more amazing than this? What is more marvellous than this? If one praises you in this manner, this is real praise, otherwise not. Being enslaved by ignorance, those who fiercely oppose you, what is so astonishing about their being unable to bear the sound of no intrinsic existence, but having accepted dependent origination, the precious treasure of your speech, then not tolerating the roar of emptiness, this I find amazing indeed. The door that leads to no intrinsic existence, this unexcelled door of dependent origination. Through its name alone, if one grasps at intrinsic existence, now this person who lacks the unrivaled entrance well travelled by the noble ones. By what means should one guide him to the excellent path that praises you? Intrinsic nature, uncreated and non-contingent. Dependent origination, contingent and created. How can these two converge on a single basis without contradiction? Therefore, whatever originates dependently, through primordial free of existence, appears as if it does possess intrinsic existence. So you taught this to be illusion right. Through this very fact I understand well the statement that, to what you have taught, these opponents who challenge you cannot find faults that accord with reason. Why is this so? Because declaring these chances for reification and denigration towards things seen and unseen are made most remote. Through this very path of dependent origination, the rationale for your speech being peerless, convictions arise in me also that your other words are valid too. You speak excellently by seeing it as is. For those who train in your footsteps, all degenerations will become remote. For the root of all faults will be undone. For those who turn away from your teaching, though they may struggle with hardship for a long time, faults increase evermore as if being called forth, for they make firm the view of self. Aha! When the wise comprehend the differences between these two, why would they not at that point revere you from the depths of their being? Let alone your numerous teachings, even in the meaning of a small part. Those who find ascertainment in a cursory way, this brings supreme bliss to them as well. Alas, my mind was defeated by ignorance. Though I've sought refuge for a long time, in such an embodiment of excellence, I possess not a fraction of his qualities. Nonetheless, before the stream of this life, flowing towards death, has come to cease, that I have found slight faith in you, even this I think is fortunate. Among teachers, the teacher of dependent origination, amongst wisdoms, the knowledge of dependent origination. You, most excellent, like the kings in the worlds, know this perfectly well, not others. All that you have taught proceeds by way of dependent origination. That too is done for the sake of nirvana. You have no deeds that cannot bring peace. Alas, your teaching is such, in whatsoever it falls. They all attain peace, so who would not be honoured to uphold your teaching? It overcomes all opposing challenges. It's free from contradictions between earlier and latter parts. It grants fulfilment of being's two aims. For this system my joy increases evermore. For its sake you have given away again and again over countless eons, sometimes your body, at others your life, as well as your loving kin and resources of wealth. Seeing the qualities of this teaching pulls hard from out your heart, does to a fish. Sad it is not to have heard it from you. The intensity of that sorrow does not let go of my mind, just like the mind of a mother constantly goes after her dear child. Here too, as I reflect on your words, I think, blazing with the glory of noble marks and hallowed in a net of light rays, this teacher, in a voice of pristine melody, spoke thus in such a way. The instant such a reflection of the sage's form appears in my mind, it soothes me, just as the moon rays heal fever's pains. This excellent system, most marvellous, some individuals who are not so learned have entangled it in utter confusion, just like the tangled balbaza grass. Seeing this situation, I strove with a multitude of efforts to follow after the learned ones and sought your intention again and again. At such times as I studied the numerous works of both our own middle way and other schools, my mind became tormented evermore, constantly by a network of doubts. The night lily grove of Nagarjuna's treatises, Nagarjuna, whom you have prophesied, who excelled vehicle as it is, shunning extremes of existence and non-existence, illuminated by the garland of white lights of Kandra's well-lit sides. Kandra, whose stainless wisdom orb is full, who glides freely across scripture's space, who dispels the darkness of extremist hearts and outshines the constellations of false speakers. When through my teacher's nightness I saw this, my mind found rest at last. Of all of your deeds, your speech is supreme. Within that too, it is this very speech. So the wise should remember the Buddha through this teaching of dependent origination. Following such a teacher and having become a renunciate, having shown his words not too poorly, this monk who strives in the yogic practices, such is the depth of his reference to the great seer. Since it is due to my teacher's kindness, I have met with the teaching of unexcelled teacher. I dedicate this virtue to all scholars, for all beings to be sustained by Supreme. May the teaching of this beneficent one till world's end be unshaken by the winds of evil thoughts. May it always be filled with those who find conviction in the teacher by understanding the teacher's true nature. May I never falter for an instant to uphold the excellent way of the sage, who illuminates the principle of dependent origination. Through all my burst, even giving away my love. May I spend day and night carefully reflecting by what means can I enhance this teaching achieved by the Supreme Saviour through strenuous efforts over countless eons. As I strive in this with pure intention, may Brahma, Indra and the world's guardians, protectors such as Merkala, unswervingly always assist me.
Thank you. So just trying to cultivate the proper motivation for as we continue with the teachings. Okay. So we continue from the text which read, furthermore, so these latter categories includes the teachings of the giving the disciple. So I think it's here. So moreover, so a bit further down. Moreover, so these four ways to gather disciple are the way all the bodhisattvas of the three times work for the welfare of others. So it is the single path to travel.
Sentient Beings, that's a yes, they are they got the one Java knows and go that the nature, but they are going to learn there. Then sentient major Lam said,
so it's quite self-explanatory, which goes on the referring to these the four means of gathering the followers. So when it says in general, then though moreover, so these four ways to gather disciple are the way all the bodhisattvas of the three times work for the welfare of others. So it's something which has been the practice by all the bodhisattvas of the three times, the past, present, and future. So therefore it's called as, so it is a single path to travel. Then the ornament for the Mahayana Sutra states, all those who have gathered disciples are gathering or will gather them, do so in this way. So therefore this is a path for the maturation of living beings.
Didn't the man, the Virgin Joe, without that the shepherd, their gun, then that's that shut out in vision, then send you lost how could did those Martin, sending the Sabara, the Vashava, Mawabano, sending the one Joe. Without that, the shepherd, so you say, they're gun. Then I then the sentient message lost in Javaris. That's what you should say. Man, the Samba, Tatan the Vajama, Mago and the one Java 20, the Linguin, the way I write in it, the Vachi lost it, and then sentient message lost, yes, a gem lost that.
So, in this passage from the ornament for the Mahayana Sutra, so clearly summarized that how the bodhisattvas, help the maturizing the continuum of all other living beings through this four means of gathering the followers. So as it says, with regard to the beings, those beings who need to be maturized, the includes, like as it says, all those who have gathered disciples. So they include, there are many those who are already gathered, means through the means of this gathering. So they have those who have already been attracted or to the gathered, and those are gathering. So those who are through this means of gathering, so those who are gathering in the present or will gather in future. So it says, do so in this way.
I am over the one general, that the Divashabana, Zabatasha, that's intensity. She got that, I'm some Bogan. You got that? She said, no, yellow pen, yellow Jim Mumbashi, Yimba, Jim Mumbashi, Terra. Yeah, Mamma Mumbashi, Mumbatroa, she's the dog, Ting on the good, that is only she has on that on that.
So as we discussed previously, so like this, what are these four means of gathering? So which are include the generosity, the practice of generosity, and then the pleasant speech, and then the practicing the purpose, and then accord with the purpose. So these are so it is through this means, through this skillful means of gathering followers. So these bodhisattvas, so therefore benefit other being in terms of maturing or ripening their continuum, so with the virtues. So this is something, the same practice which is these four skills. Four means of gathering is something which has been practiced by all the bodhisattvas, in the past and in present and future. So therefore, it is regarded as the single path.
Then the about Yagi, that lying, Shose no like the wrongy, Suji, Jensu Mambasha, Dang, Sentient Mambasha, Shawa, nearly Melas. That is some dodo. Shanju Sabana, Shad, Carles, and Rongi G, then Sojeje, Jensu Mambasha, Sha, Jito, Yenji G, Mambasha, Shawa, Le Telita, Shani, Madio Match. Rode Shad, Jede Shani, Rode Shad, Rongi, Suji, Jim Mambasha, Suji, Rongi. Yes, Jim Mambasha, Shani, Shani, Monsieur Martin, the Rores, and Met Lass. Then you pass it that I got Sandup Tsering, Lam Rim Chen Mo, Sujel Shani, my dash, Shaban Shani, Madua, Mado, Rode, Yedin, another Rode Soldier, Yede, another Rode Soldier, Rode and Rig, Rode Shego, Mara, Jim, another Jim to be Rode Shego. None of the lag and down, another Rode. Rode Yede, then Mado Rode, that Rode, the name Mandua. She said, wrong, Suji Jim Mambasheba, Shebala, that Rode Terry, other Jim Mambasheba, Jim Maria Sheba, that shame that a shiny rest, I got there. You met last, I told them and I got that.
Yes. So then they continue. So in general, so then though the Bodhisattva's deeds are limitless, the sixth perfection and the four ways to gather disciples are their best summations. So
Isn't a pasha to the other, then pasha do the and dribisher. Pasha to the Runi Mavashi and run over there, then and then about Jag Ted and run on this, that there's some dead with the others. Then you pasha to the dribisher or Satanese, Rude the Jeden Yangata, pasha to the thing, laying about young run over there, there's on the other.
So after the saying here that how even though the bodhisattvas, the deeds of the bodhisattvas are very vast, but if we have to condense all together, then really the best way to condense them is into two. So which as it says here, which are the sixth perfection and the four ways to gather disciples. These two sets of the practice bodhisattvas deeds or the practices. So condenses all their vast deeds, and then when it's continued, four bodhisattvas have just two tasks: the maturation of causal collection for their own Buddhahood and the maturation of the mind stream of living beings. So they accomplish both of these through the perfection and the ways to gather disciples. So this explain the reason why we can include all the bodhisattvas' deeds into these two. This is the two of the six, their deeds of the sixth perfection and these four ways of gathering. So because it says here that when we take into account of the bodhisattvas' deeds, the purpose of the bodhisattvas' deeds, then there are two. That is the purpose, whether it's something related for themselves, purpose for self or for themselves, or the purpose which is aimed at benefiting others. And then it shows here how these two purposes are accomplished in such that the six perfections, which really primarily accomplishes the bodhisattva's purpose for themselves, for their own self, and whereas the four means of gathering is to accomplish the purposes of benefiting others. So.
Ding about no sentient tongue, you remember by Shete, Dodana, Shonju, Seba Noja, Gay Chinoja Lena, anybody by Shao. Show some gay chi, the Koshava, Roma Bashava, the Gem Bashava, 10 years, that is only one. That one then,
and thus the Bodhisattva's levels also says the perfections bring to complete maturations the Buddha qualities you will have yourself, and then the ways to gather disciples bring all living beings to complete maturations. So in some, so know these to be the active expression of Bodhisattva's virtuous qualities. So this passage from that Bodhisattva's levels, so which really summarize what was already explained there before, showing how the Bodhisattvas, their own purpose is to achieve their ultimate goal of like a perfect, complete enlightenment. So which they are able to achieve through 6 perfections, and then how their Bodhisattva deeds for fulfilling the purpose of other beings. So it is to then to show them to how to achieve their the enlightenment, and this is again the Bodhisattva able to fulfill that, through these 4 means of gathering, and then through that they able to maturize or ripening the other being to able to reach their complete enlightenment. And so therefore, and the text continues, therefore I have set forth in these sections these 2 categories of practice. If you want to know them in more detail, look in the Bodhisattva's levels. So with respect to the way these practices are done during and after meditative equipoise, the great elder says, So the great elder says that the deeds of Bodhisattvas are the magnificent 6 perfection and so forth. The yogi, arisen from meditative equipoise, resolutely accomplishes the path of accumulation. So the
Nyojini Kong Shecho, Shudrili Mandawa, Mandai, Shudrila, Nyoja, Shangshi, Lala, Jizo, the Shon Des, the Motella.
The text continues. So beginning Bodhisattvas who have taken the vows of the conqueror's children, so are on the path of accumulation, practice only the 6 perfections, whether in meditative equipoise or subsequent to it. Yes.
So there's a more Shenado, Shiraja, Shiraja, Shesha more, Shesha more, the Jibby, Hondo, Gashi, Nyozata, Gola, Pasha Tombo Sada, Fatamosata, and Jumbachi, Central Zavasada, Sado, 소대다 시라 소대도 시라제 창가시 지도는 흉모 선다 다녀를 진짜와레스 대하고 소화돼야 제 젠데는 요지 년가라 온라 제비 쇼제는 제 사모는 내가 세바 가시는 여자다 용어시를 지랑 해서 이제만 대사마 연락 해봐야 여러 이다 제비 쇼시제 지랑 해서 이제 제바세는 되지요바 대 코난이랑 해봐 세바 돼요 여자다 용어들 사고 여자
So and then continue so they sustain some of the perfection in meditative equipoise and others in the post equipoise state, and then the some aspects of meditative serenities, which is meditative stabilization, and some aspects of insight, so which is the perfection of wisdoms, are cultivated in meditative equipoise, whereas some other aspects of meditative stabilization and wisdom are sustained in the post equipoise state, along with the first three perfections, for which the perfection of generosity, the moral ethic, and the patience, and then the joyous perseverance are the.
so they didn't know Palaja, Renga, Nangari, Shiraja, then the Tekonani Mishira, and Gashin, Jito, and Young, Akodo, Meneza. So the mother, five trees, so the Pasha Tamani, so the Zona Zorchi, that Yojakachi leg, so nice. I Jito got regular, Pegmanda so saga is then Jambatan, then Sadasu, Zavago. Then the guy, well, Tedno, Shiramani, Yugoma, so they say a Pajan, send Nepomana, Yugoma, send Nepatigo, so no you on the Mandava, send Nepata Gogora, dear about the Shiramani, Yugoma, Shiran Gashi, Jisot, Gejo, much of another Shiramani, you get them, then son todo. Goja said the net, they can do Madonna, said the never had on my said, thing and the Titan Shigmadua. Not about Homan Kara, and other Shigmadua. Shira Manning and other Muta chambers, then the Choroson Dog, Shira, Dira, the Nijadua, Shira, Jesot, the Shonsa, then dinner, Yojanka, Joe, one has read that, then the man, Yomajo, Jesot, Zebi show you some, Langaba Bas. Tonya Nation by the but and you got on the battle, and you want that as on Ted.
So, in the post, so joyous perseverance occurs in both the meditative equipoise and post-equipoise states, while one type of patience, that is certain aspects of the patient of certitude about the profound teachings, also occur in the meditative equipoise. So essentially, so in here we found how, if we think of the time, the Bodhisattva's deeds in terms of the time. So there's a meditative equipoise time, and then there's a post-meditation period, and then in those periods of the meditation, like a deep meditation state, and in the post-meditation state, post-meditation period, and then this text talks about where bodhisattvas, in terms of the six perfections, where the practices of these six are emphasized. So we note here that in the post-meditation period, so there's an emphasis on the engaging in the deeds of like the first three perfection of like generosities, moral ethics, and patience. And so these clearly you can see the reason, because it is very vital that the bodhisattvas, in order to be to make progress, that it must accumulate a great amount of merits. So therefore these practices of of the giving and ethicals and so forth are very important. And then whereas when the last two perfections of the concentration and the wisdoms, so which are primarily then the enhance in the meditations, like a deep meditation state, meditation period. And however, as it clearly says here, that however there are some aspect of both the concentration or wisdom even must be also a practice and applied even in the post-meditation period. So this, we can also relate how this not only the concentrations, but even how important is the wisdom in whatever practices we do, even whether we do like a practice in a practice of generosities and so forth, or even we engage in certain single pointed meditation, concentrated meditation. Again, here too, it's very important. We need to apply. We need to depend on the concentration as well as and especially the wisdom is wisdom knowledge is very essential for all the. So in fact, for without the wisdom knowledge, then there is really it's very difficult that we can make any good progress in cultivating and developing virtues through our practice. So then they continue. The great elder says, during periods after arising from meditative equipoise. So here we're talking about arising or rising from a deep, the meditative equipoise on which penetrating into the emptiness in emptiness, and says cultivate the view that is during period after rising from meditative equipoise. So cultivate the view that all things are like a magician's illusions, as in the 8 similes. So thereby emphasize in post-meditative thought the purification and the training in method. During periods of meditative equipoise, continually condition yourself to serenity and insight in equal measure.
제사는 진도와 들은가는 쉬워진데 다 손도다. 제제 또 봐줘도 탈라 로바 조샤시다니. 지도 자지这个 다시 이용도 또 이제 다 차려 또 용도와. 인자 손 대제. 하고 서 녀녀 롱비제데 뒤다다. 저만 노제가 노아다다 마트베가 된다라. 고미 되네 가르세 제제 또 봐세네 제제다 대노라라 대제 용거라 대제게 또 봐대 홈바동 용화도 상에네 용화도 타라 소제네 타로바 소샤스 너가 녀마 야비 다티스는 녀마 야비는데 셴네라도 순네레 라마자 원도 또 쉬버지 소나 제메 좀 고요마베 대본에 봐 셔라 순데 지세 되어야 되는데 현내 하도 찬녀시 찬녀바다 순대가 되네래서 전에 쪼쪼 녀바자비 뒤따다 현내 녀바자비 대응원이 뒤중이다 황통라 셔라 순대 녀바자시 녀시스라 황통 녀시스 제저저따다 공바대다 시라지 고차 소나 이생 다들 마시다 다다 고고 알고다 시라지 고차나 소 데레스 다 생제 제저 다데 전에 고시 봐 다다도 네 다다 간도 아니 전체와 건너는 간도 제초와 내가 내가 다가잖아 돈이지 저러 돈이고 돈이지고 지다 지신들이 손돈 내배 야분도 저러 빼잖아 내지 손도도 야부에 너무 좋아해 하이주 열려서다 라마정가 간지수 수뇌더니 대응 다가 마야마 금연루면 마야마 바 쇼사도 빼잖아 제용이면 쇼사도 파이잖아 큰들이 이제 마제용만 거를 로사며 봐서 제용도 내 저를 야본도 와서 제네 내장 아주 돈이 과지하라 내니 자자래 되니 돈이라 바샤 첨부지 빼자노로 다시 선 바샤 첨부전 된도 다선 대도야
so if we look into this, the meaning of this, the passage by the great elder, there's these two stanzas, so which the instruct, which gives us some instructions on what we should do when we are in the meditative, deep meditative equipoise on emptiness, and then what we do, what practice we do, when we arise from that meditative equipoise, and then the what's so called as the engaging in various deeds subsequent to that meditative, meditative equipoise. So as he says, when he says that during period after rising from meditative equipoise, so cultivate the view that all things are like a magician's illusion, as in the eight similes, thereby emphasizing in post-meditative thoughts. So that shows how the like how when we arise from the deep meditative equipoise and engage ourselves in the like a world and with the post meditation time, then suddenly all the things would appear, various the diverse or various things would appear to our mind, and then they would appear as if they appear as if all the things have a true existence, true existence, and so therefore by saying that here, cultivate the view that all things are like a magician illusions. So that is to say that this appearance, the things appearing to our mind as a true existence, is like a magician's illusions, and also as in the eight similes. So there are also any other other similes apply. So like those, so they're not true things do not, even though they appear as true existence, but that doesn't accord with the way things exist in realities. So therefore, in this way, it says that thereby emphasize in post-meditative thoughts purification and the training in the methods. So here the purification is talking about the getting rid of this grasping at the things as the way the things appears to our mind at that post-meditation period. That is the appearing as things to having a true existence. And so talking about the purification or to the preventing such grasping, and then and also as says the training in the method, so which also clearly shows here that in the post meditation period, so then the primary focus is on the focusing on the enhancing the method aspects of the practice, and then during the period of meditative equipoise, so continually condition yourself to serenity and insight in equal measure. So this serenity or insight, so which in an other common term we use is the calm abiding and special insight or the meditation. So is again just as the you find in many other texts the necessity, the importance of this, the union of this both, or union or the combination of both the calm abiding and special the special insight, gaining the union of these both or experience. So essentially we can see here how the way the Lama Tsongkhapas not only really give us a very details in explanation of really what we should do, guiding us what in terms of when we go into deep meditation, and then as well as when we come out of that meditation and engage in the post meditation things, deeds, what we should do, and these two, the way the explanation is all to imply, to indicate that it's not something that he made it up, himself. He used this very authentic source of the early great Indian early master, like all the classic texts, to use or to he authentic as a source of these explanations. And so in this way, it's it's important to, even though it's what is explained here is the deeds, the Bodhisattva's practice, but to some extent we can, many of you, a lot of you already have learned something about, like for example, on the view of emptiness, and so therefore it's good trying to apply these in the practice. Even you don't fully understand the whole idea, but at least trying to every now and then trying to apply this practice and see how in our practice, if even we may experience that how when we when these things, when we perceive the various things in our mind, so those things will give us to our mind some notion of this true or inherent existence. They appear to our mind like that, and so at least trying to see that these are all doesn't reflect the ultimate the mode of the existence of the things. That's not the way the thing exists objectively. So therefore, it is saying that if you're trying to to stop grasping, or if you are grasping, trying to decrease the force of your grasping at things being very truly existent, something very concrete existence. So by doing this, so at least even if we don't gain the realization of emptiness right now, but such meditation that we on emptiness which we do now, so we'll have live good impression in our mind, and will really can make a difference in terms of realizing, gaining the true the realization or the wisdom of emptiness in future.
네, 드리상 아주 선 돈이들 패야 봐 돈이야 보정 아주 고통이야. 그러나 돈이라 제지 녀마에 로젠네 로제 집에 돈선 콜라 녀마치 야는 거라. 도서야 래 되니 제도들 그래라. 가르선 로제 제도들 그래 다 로제만 넣어요. 넣어요. 놓아다 저거 말해서 되니 또 녀몬 출세란 로군디와 녀몬엔자 모버스관로군디와 들리지 선도를 드는 게다 돈이 들리 때제 좋아하지 때들래군디 대마도 돈이 좋아해서 갈로 가운데와 이제 또 손세제 동바 세제 드니 거할래 어느 돈이 된 거니 샤제가 잘 뭐자 대바 드니를 거 찬도 다 저도 왜 제도 뭐다 싶어지 그래서 다돼 얘네래 tembalana bater no tembalana tombalana tembalana tenji tumba the shawa te tembalana tende sunge dang na soje gari cheme me isen conscious je so ai che tembalana me ja te jin je wan ju su su so ba telanda sa te da ma je so sa te isa ju 다 나시면 다 던지세 다 손대도 된대야 단대 봐야면 다 내손 대도 된다 대지게는 산토가 있으니 저는 야분데 와 이제 고자는 제가 고자 마요 컨트롤하기 있어 세고면 와 고라 때문에弄一个弄的马着他问人家开弄的马着吧来啥了就是我家弄是这里사실은 미실라 노예 본바야 노아다 본바 메시지 거의 뭐야 다 대용만 저도 용만 이 되게서 제는 로사야 말 알아 아무튼 괜찮아 되게서 로사시라고 너는 라고 말다 예 다선 대서 단저서 다선 대서 단들이 맞대 대답이 제반면도 대신에 셔내면도 쉬워 샤가와 진짜 아 샤가와 로마조비가 티바나 예라 녀샤바 노나 조세는 이제 좀 덤보니 녀녀서 예면내죠 녀서 제 예면내 좀 시바 신이 maybe yes chede chede komba sheba na shene na beba mateba ronge honge njumi ani joa oye komba chede gache se 다들 바지 돌아지는데 다 손이 들마시는 정면에 바지 다치 가지고 뭐지 에나다 대다 손이 들마시더라들 매매 가시 요데 디자로데 디 자샤나 가시 예전 사이에 발에 고시 제발 전화전 예전도 나전 내반자 내바신지지 제래 공이 체제 예조제의 예리 제달라다 거녀지 밤마셰비 샤바제도 이제 셰요 공부시다들 뭐배 yap도 용어를 나 맞아 좀 야 거기에 되는 게 셰요다 도모는 거티거지 신은 하시야 되잖아 갈래 거 제거를 되는 용어 말쓰다 되시야 다네 도모티만 되시는데 대다 샤바면도 쇼 노 샤가베진도 로 마죠 빠진다 노베 마죠베는 티바나 예라 영화샤바 노는 요새는 예죠 돈벌이 진다 여지제다 머니죠 시다 맞아 가셔서는 예지 머니죠 있나요 여래더니 이거 말 머니죠 시바시니 멤비에다 시제 제 공부하시네 아버레스 제 공부하시 거는 어제 공부하시나 이런 신이 매번 먹여봐 롱경 원기 좀 유바 원이 진짜 공부 같이 해서 다지 그래서 이마들은
So as in emphasize here, so not only when we what we have to apply it, as instructed here. How when we engage in meditation, engage in the meditation on like emptiness, then where we utilizing all our knowledge of the emptiness, and then to understand that how things are lacking this inherent existence, and really then the maintained focus on this the lack of emptiness, so on the emptiness of the things, and then at the same time how, as is said here, emphasized here, how as well as it's important to when we arise from the meditation practice, how we can, as says, we should apply the knowledge of emptiness, in terms of how the things, even though when we arise from meditation, the things may appear to our mind as having an inherent existence, but how then we we have to recognize, to understand that is not the ultimate mode of the existence. And so when we do this, how it is very effective in terms of then even in the post-meditation period, then to be effective in terms of the counteracting like mental delusions to arising, and if anything arises, even it has this has the benefit of weakening the force of the mental afflictions. So therefore, in this way, we can really taste the benefit of the meditation of the emptiness. So while we are sitting in a sitting meditation, as well as just in our everyday life, how we understand the lack of this emptiness, so the lack of the inherent existence of things. And if we do otherwise, how sometimes in our case, how when we engage when we sit in meditation, we find ourselves very peaceful, very calm, and then after we finish the meditation, then we completely forget about all our practice, and then how then we can easily lose our temper soon as even straight after our meditation practice. So therefore there's a tremendous benefit of this meditation emptiness, and then especially then how as we read in this praise to the dependent arising, where then how even though with this concept of the emptiness, talk about how the things are lacking this some like inherent existence and true existence, but yet with that it's empty. Things are empty, but yet everything become all the functionings, the nominal function of the things are all become very tenable, tenable, and this is why. As we see, in this line where it says, "Wondrous teachers, wondrous refuge, wondrous speakers, wondrous saviors." So it is this praise that the Tsongkhapa prays to the Buddha in a way that he taught this in such a profound view, in such that which shows the ultimate mode of existence, but at the same time it makes everything very sensible. So now we continue from here. So here it says, continue, when bodhisattvas whose minds are untrained in such marvelous but difficult deeds hear of them, they feel distressed. So although they are unable to practice such thing at first, they come to understand them and then to intimately familiarize themselves with them as object of aspirations. So later they engage in them spontaneously without any strain. So thus familiarization is of the greatest importance, for if these bodhisattvas recognize their inability to actually engage in such deeds and then give up on even the familiarization, conducive to training the mind in them, so they will greatly delay reaching the pure path. So here shows the importance of how the stage by stage the one make the progress, and the initially to what the one engage in the practice, which is the conducive, which is which accord with one's own level, one's own mental capacities, and then as one become one continue the practice with and one become one habituate, as one become habituate oneself with one practice, then something which is practice which initially was really very hard, and then how even that become very natural, very easy, and so the bottom line is here is saying that what is important is to engage in the practice, which to not to lose one heart, to saying that it is too hard, but still one must practice if that's hard, but what is not hard, so something which is the one can apply to us. So just maybe recite. No.